Hi all, welcome to the channel, welcome to the workshop. We now have the next instalment of Mallard Monday, issue 22. Now, with this issue, we got a very small bag of parts. We just got the driver's seats and a box, it looks like. So, you think, going to be a short issue? Not very much to do? You'd be wrong. We also have these parts. Now, these are the parts we've been working on previously. So we've got the boiler, we've got the cab roof, we've got the cab details. And basically, we're going to be putting all of these together today. So there is quite a lot to do. So let's get into it and let's get building. So here we are, issue 22. And these are the parts we've got today. So we've got the seats, we've got the Flamen speed recorder box, and we've got a toolbox. Apparently, or toolbox and a speed recorder box. But as you can see, we have quite a lot here that we need to pull from the previous issues. And I've got those laid out just here. So this is the instructions that we need. And as you can see, there's quite a lot to do. But we will be putting the cab roof on as well, and we'll be putting some more details on that. It doesn't look like we're actually going to be doing anything with these once we've just done these little sub-assemblies. But we also will be putting the cab doors on. And that's all there is to do in that stage. And then we've got the classic locomotives. And then we've got Great Railway Journeys. So these are the parts we've got for issue 22. Got the seats, toolbox, and this little speedo box. And one of the things we're going to need first is this piece here from issue 20. And we're just going to glue that onto the front of the speedo box, like so. And I'm just going to line that up, and then I'll just run a small bit of glue on the inside, just enough to tack it in place while I hold it. And there's a little peg on the back of this, so it makes it nice and easy just to hold that for a minute. And then I can just go all the way around just to ensure that stays in place. So just like so. And now from the same issue, we need the seat brackets. Now we need to bend these so they sit on the seats, on the seat bases, and are straight to the what would be the cab wall when we come to put these in. So we just need to make sure they're exactly 90 degrees. So we've got to make 245s, I guess. Although having a look at the instructions, we actually have a different sort of shape looking there at the minute. Now, although I say using the template here, it's not to scale, so it's a little bit difficult, and we will make a little bit of a guesstimate, to be fair. So that's going to be glued onto the bottom of there, like so, and then we want this piece to effectively be straight against the wall when it comes to attaching it. Now, I do believe these seats are identical, but we do want them opposite ways, so obviously they've got left and right. So I think what I'm going to do it's probably not going to be the easiest thing to show you. Hopefully it'll pick up on one of the side cameras. I'm going to put the seat on its side like that. We're going to hopefully just prop it up. And then I'll put a bit of glue on it. So something like that. And just touch tiniest amount of glue on there, and hopefully we should have a bracket on a seat. Something that looks like that. So that's now sat just like that, and I think if it needs a little bit more of a bend when it comes to installing, I can do that. Now I just need to do that for the other seat. So that one's now looking like that. So we have now a pair of seats like that. And then we need this piece again. And we need this piece from, again, from issue 20. And this is the Speedo recording box bracket. And we've got two longer legs and two shorter legs. It looks like the two shorter legs, we need to bend these ones at 90 degrees. Like so. And then these have to be bent, not quite at 90 degrees, probably about 70 or 80. So you have something that looks a bit like that. We've got the 90-degree bend, and then we've got the, say, 70 or 80 degrees, something like that. And then that is going on the back of the Speedo box. And so we had that peg on there. That peg's going to go through the hole, like so. And we have something that looks a bit like that. So we're just going to put a bit of glue on the back of that. And get it straight. So that's now glued on the back of there. And that's what that looks like. So now we're going to put the seats and that box to one side. I don't believe we need those. And I don't even think we need that anymore with this issue. So we'll leave those to one side for the moment. And that's all the parts from issue 22, apart from obviously the brackets and things that came from the previous issue. So now, in issue 22, we're working on all the issues we had before. And it looks like the very first thing we're going to be doing is gluing the cab roof onto the cab. And that's going to be positioned just there. We're going to run some glue on the inside of that. So we just need to make sure that that point there lines up. And just testing the fit, which, to be fair, that does look pretty good. I think while I've got it in that position, I'm going to run some glue along the edge here, which will tack it in place. And then we can turn it over and run some glue underneath. Right, so I've glued that on there. It doesn't have a lot of surface to adhere to, so I might run a small bit of epoxy resin or something on the inside of that just to give it a little bit more structure, because I don't trust that that won't fall off. But next up, we have this part, and this came from issue 16. I think this is when we started doing the cab roof. I've done some more details for it. We've got that piece now. And we just need to give this a very slight bend. And we're going to try and match that shape on there. Fairly happy with that fit, so I'm just going to add some glue to the top of this plate. I'm going to place it on there. So now we've got that in place. This will need to go underneath there, and hopefully you can see it probably on the top camera, maybe on the side camera. But this will have to sit in just there and have these two holes line up with these two holes there. Now, I don't know how easy it's going to be to show you that on camera and how easy it's going to be to glue it in, because I think the best way for me to do it is probably stick it on my finger and do that. So that is what I'm going to attempt to do. I'm going to put some glue on it and hopefully that'll be enough. So I'm not putting a great deal of glue on it at the moment. I'm going to have to look over the top of this engine, I think, to see this. So hopefully one of the side cameras will pick this up. So hold that there for a second. Right, that's now in place. And what I'm going to do now is, now that that's in place, I'm just going to run some glue around the edge of it from the inside. And I'll even put a small dab just down the inside of here. So that's now looking just like that, with those pieces in place. And the next thing we need are the cab doors that we created. And we're going to be gluing these to the inside frame here. So one is going to go just like that. And then the other one, obviously, just on the other side, just sat in like so. And the very last thing we need to do for this stage is the last part of issue 18, and it's the cab roof end. That's going to sit up just under here, like so. And that is all there is to do in that stage. Now, we haven't used these parts, so I'll put those to one side and keep them safe still. And I'll put these parts we haven't used from issue 22 to one side, and make sure we don't bend those brackets or break them off. So all those are safe. We still have a couple of parts from issue 16 left over. We've got those bits from issue 20 left over, those bits from issue 22 left over. We've used all the parts in issue 18 now. And we still have a very small piece here, which I think was also issue 20. Yeah. So I'll put that one in there as well. Thank you very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed that video. If you did, please remember to give it a big thumbs up. So that was a bit of a marathon build. For very little supplied in the issue, we've put a lot together today. But we do have a single piece. It does look pretty good. If you want to see more of how Mallard progresses or anything else that goes on in the channel, please do remember to hit the subscribe button and ding that bell, and then be notified when I release new videos. Until next time, I'll see you around. Cheers!